All right. I think we're up. Testing, testing, testing. Hello, hello. Can you all hear me? Hello, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Can you all hear me? Hello, hello, hello. Maritime, hello. Chris, hello. Brian, hello. Ted, hello. How is everybody tonight? Can you all hear me? Testing, testing, testing. Can you all hear me? Testing, testing, testing. Ryan, hey, Sam, hello from Florida. Ayla, hello. Millie, hey, Millie, I see you. Greetings from Florida. How's life in Argentina? Yes, yes, yes. Evening, hello, hello. Millie, how's your vacation? It's going pretty good. Can you tell if I got a little bit of sun? I think I got a little bit of sun. How is everybody tonight? Okay, whoa, 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 whoa. All right, chat is going way too fast. Sorry, guys. We made it all of 10 seconds before I had to turn on the slow mode. I can't keep up otherwise. Sorry, guys. And save. Boom. Okay, now I can read everything. Maritime, hello. Scott, hello. But yeah, my vacation's going really well. I went to college down here, so, just popped in, saw a few friends and everything, and just, been enjoying myself and relaxing. The beach was awesome. I haven't been to the beach in a very long time. Let's see here. Joe, hi. Hi, Joe. Let's see. Kenneth, hello. RMS Mauritania, sup? Hey, Mauritania. Olivia 5, thank you so much for a super chat tonight. Just got done with the baseball game on vacation. See you next week. That's awesome, Olivia. Thank you for the 5. Ozzy, Rosie is partying in the house. Actually, my folks are watching her. My folks were kind enough to watch Rosie while I'm gone. Millie, cool. You deserve some time to relax. Thanks, Millie. One thing that I have figured out, when it's so funny, before I started to do YouTube and everything, I always thought of my home as a place of rest, just I go there to relax after a long day of work. But now with YouTube, when I come home from my part-time job and I come home and I'm like, I could be working. I could be working. Like that's how I feel. And it's just, trust me, you got to learn to know when to take a break every now and again. Let's see here. King, Titanic, and Fall Guys. Wait, what? They added Titanic to Fall Guys? How's that work? Pro, I'm a YouTuber just like you. That's awesome, man. Congrats. Dan, $2 super chat. Thank you very much, my friend. Hey, Sam, the Walt video was cool. That's awesome. Glad you liked it, my friend. Thank you for the 2. Let's see. Kenna. I hope I said your name right. Thank you for the 10, my friend. Hey, Sam, I could totally see your YouTube channel being a series on the History Channel or National Geographic with you being a host. Thanks so much, man. That really, really means a lot. I hope, sorry if I didn't pronounce your name right. I'm bad with that. But yeah, that would be really cool someday if I could do something like that. But hey, thank you so much for the kind words. It really, really means a lot, man. And hey, wasn't for the support of people like you, I couldn't do this for a job. So thank you. Super appreciate you. Caden, hey, Sam, could I get some credit for the video idea that I gave? It's about the Titanic capsized to star, and I have a video idea on how the aft grand staircase. If you propose that idea, Ben, I'm sorry if I didn't mention it. What was it for the video idea I gave about the Titanic capsized to starboard? Oh, you're talking about, during the last live stream. It wasn't a video that I made yet, but yeah, sure. I'll be sure to give you a shout out, Caden, when I make that video. It was something you proposed during a couple of live streams ago. Okay, yeah, I remember. You have to pardon me on that. I get so many messages on here, I can't keep them all straight. But let me go ahead and fix that. Let me add that to the list. Let's see. Titanic capsize to starboard idea from Caden. Okay, gotcha. All right, you're good. I got you, man. I'll give you a shout out when I get to that video. Thank you, my friend. Let's see. We got that one. Good evening from Kentucky. Good evening from Florida. Hi, Kurt. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Callum 9, thank you so much. If you could bring back the Titanic, if you could bring the Titanic back to the surface in working order, who would you bring back with the ship? Oh, gosh. Why do you always have to ask such difficult questions? And I mean, that's such a... Like, how do you pick one person to, what I would do? I would find a child, I would just try to find some child that lost their life on the Titanic. And that's what I would try. That's who I would try to save, Same thing if I was on the ship and I could only save one person, I'd save a kid. If I could bring back somebody, I'd bring back a kid. That's what I would do. Thank you so much for the 9, my friend. Dan 2, thank you. Hey, wrong which, but okay. Which Titanic breakup theory do you like the most? I know that there are all the different theories and they have like the names beside them, but I always forget those and I forget which names go with which theories. But honestly, the theory that I agree to the best is the one, that's shown in the Part-Time Explorer Titanic sinking animation with the two pieces of the tower parts breaking off and everything. I'm not sure who proposed that first, but that's the theory that I agree with the most. So, but yeah, that's it. Let's see here. Caden, is Rosie with you tonight on your vacation? No, my folks are watching her. Let's see here. Drew, hey, Sam, how are you doing today? Are you going to do a video about the SS Bahimo? I talked to you about doing that in the last live stream, and can you give me a shout when the SS Bahimo, was that the ship that, I know the name. Was that the ship that floated away, the Alaska ship? SS Bahimo. Was that Alaska one? Yeah. The still hull, the 1914 Sweden. Yeah, sure, Drew. I'll give you. I'll add your name to the Bahimo list. There we go. Copy and paste. Wait, come on, work with me here. Whoa! Did you all hear that? Holy cow! Did you all hear that? Whoa! Hold on a second. I'll be right back. What the heck was that? Oh. Okay. Sorry. Oh, some kids outside just shut off some fireworks. I don't know if I think my computer just filtered it out, but it was like a like right outside. Could you all hear that at all? Did you all hear that pop? Did you all hear that? I mean, it was loud. Did you guys hear that? Yes or no? I'm watching the live chat. Did you all hear that? Fireworks be fun. Yes. Yeah, you all heard that pop? Oh. No. Huh. Some heard it, some didn't. Okay. But yeah, some kids right outside just set off some fireworks. Okay, let me see. Oh, we got another 9 from Callum. Thank you. Why don't you do a video called Did Reversing the Titanic's Engine Seal Its Fate? Actually, Callum, the only thing about that is I don't believe that they actually reversed the engines because Frederick Barrett reported in Boiler Room 6 that the warning light came on. It went from green to red, which told him to shut the dampers on the boilers, and it wouldn't have done that if they had reversed the engines. So I think that Murdoch just ordered the Titanic's engines to stop. So that's what I think happened. I don't believe that the ship reversed its engines. Sabrina 5, thank you. If you had to actually print out the list on your computer of all the topics you plan on, how many pages / rooms would you have to fill? You would be amazed at how big the list is at this point. I've got more topics to... Good gosh, you have no idea. I should probably just copy and paste it someday. Just like copy out the entire list and paste it on there so you all can see it. I think that would be a fun thing, but pretty long, Sabrina. Thank you so much for the 5. Let's see here. Lee, wish I could see you, but I have to work. Hope you're enjoying Florida, heat and alligator-sized mosquitoes, and sure do love living in Florida. Oh, no problem, Lee. Yeah, so I'm going to the Titanic Museum tomorrow, and I put an announcement on my community post that hey, if you all are in the area and you want to come and say hi, feel free to come and say hi. Let's see here. Melanie, nice. Cool. Let's see. Vivid. Hi, Sam. Have you heard of the SS Normandy? She was a massive rival for the Queen Mary in World War II. After being converted to a troop ship, she caught fire and capsized on the Hudson River. Very sad. I do know about the Normandy, but I'm not very familiar. Well, not really familiar at all with its history. I feel like I did hear that she caught fire, but yeah, I know the ship, but I don't know any of the story behind it. But yeah, it's an interesting ship, and I do plan to study her in detail at some point. Let's see here. Benjamin, Sam, can you do a video on the USS Enterprise? She was an aircraft carrier built in the 30s for the U.S. She saw combat in the Battle of Midway. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. The USS Enterprise is a ship that is on the list, and that is something that I am planning to do at some point. It's just, when am I going to get to it? But thank you. Let's see here. Caden, hey Sam, I have a second video idea. How the aft grand staircase would have flooded on the interior to the passenger's perspective. Hope you're enjoying your vacation. The only thing about that is the aft grand staircase didn't flood. It basically disintegrated when the tower pieces broke out. And I did talk about that in my second grand staircase video. I talked about that in detail. So I'm not really sure what more that I could add to it. I mean, I would just have to say that the room just fell apart. Because, I mean, I already talked about that in my video, though. But, hey, thank you so much for the suggestion. Let's see here. Taylor, if you do a video on the USS Enterprise, you should watch Battle 360. Cool, thank you. Let's see here. Ozzy, history will never forget the name Enterprise. Amen. RMS Ibrick. Sam, video idea. What would have happened if Olympic sunk on her collision with the Hawk? Enjoy Florida, by the way. They would have made some major design changes to the Titanic, I think. They would have at least added additional watertight bulkhead, But because they did add a bulkhead to Olympic after the Titanic collision, after the Titanic sank, I believe they added an additional bulkhead. Did that happen later? I can't remember. But they did add additional bulkhead. But yeah, there could be something there. I'd have to play with the idea a little bit. But yeah, never know. You never know. Let's see here. Maritime history, historic travels. Hope you're doing well. You too, my friend. What was your first reaction when you heard about the Costa Concordia? The Costa Concordia. I was like, you know where I was? I was down here in Florida. So this town that I'm in, I'm fairly close to Daytona Beach. I'm about 20 minutes or so from Daytona Beach. And I went to college down here. So I spent 2 years down here in college. And I believe I was in the library. Yeah, I was in the library and I was studying for something. It was 2012, right? Was I down here in 2012? Or was that, I think I was down here in 2012. But yeah, I was on TV and I'm like, how on earth did this happen? How on earth did this happen? So that's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking at the time. Let's see here. Melanie, do a series on the Andrea Doria, please. It's on the list. I don't know if I'm going to do a full series on it, but I will talk about the sinking at the very least. Let's see here. Ozzy, will maritime history be victorious tonight in the Q&A? I wonder. Maritime, will you be victorious tonight? Hang on a second. Let's create a poll. Will maritime history win the Q&A tonight? Dun, dun, dun. Hang on, no point in trying to. hang on. Ask your community. Here we go. Ask your community. Here. Will maritime history win the Q&A tonight? Yes, no point in trying to win. Let's see what the community has to say. Will maritime history win the Q&A tonight? Yes, no point. 41% yes, 37% no point in trying to win. Oh, there we go. 45% yes. Okay, I'm watching the tally. 45% yes, 19% no. No point in trying to win. I'm surprised that that's that high, but okay. Maritime, what have you done, my friend? Absolutely, what have you done? We had some super chats. Hold on a second. Let me find it here. We had a 5 from Everything Julian. Thank you so much, my friend. Hi, Sam. Sorry for being late. No problem, Julian. Just glad you're here. But can you do a video on the San Francisco port from 1849 to 2022? Julian, can you narrow that down a little bit so it's not such a very broad topic? I mean, like, what do you want me to talk about? Like the entire history of the port, like all the ships that came in? Or I need a little bit more context to your question. But Everything Julian, thank you for the 5. We got a 5 from Dan. Thank you so much. Hey, Sam, I'm ironically playing Sinking Ship Simulator and sinking the Britannic. Lol. Hope you have fun in Florida. Thanks so much, Dan. And hey, have fun with that. That game is fun. Sinking Ship Simulator, or is that Floating Sandbox? Oh, yeah, Sinking Ship. That's a Steam one, if I'm not mistaken. But yep, they're both good games. And thanks to the 5, Dan. Hope you have fun sinking ships. Let's see here. Oh, whoa. Where'd it go? Sabrina, when the Concordia sank, I was in labor with my first kid, Ben. It was awful watching it. Oh, my gosh. So you're in the hospital in labor, and then you see, good gosh, what a stressful environment to be in. Sabrina, glad everything went well and your baby was good. But sorry you had to watch the sinking while you were dealing with that. Ugh. Sabrina, hope you're doing well. Glad you're here. Callum, whoa, wow. Thanks so much for that super chat, man. Holy cow. What is wow, Callum, just thanks, man. Holy cow. Thank you so much. $44.99. Wow. Thank you, man. Thank you. That's incredible. If you could put the Titanic into a natural disaster, which one would you put the Titanic into? If you could put the Titanic into a natural disaster, which one would you put it into? What do you mean? Like, are you saying like you want me to put the Titanic in some kind of a disaster and watch it survive it? Or like, are you want me to classify it as some kind of a disaster? I'm not 100% certain where you're like, to see if the ship could make it. Is that what you're asking? Like, could the ship survive a natural disaster? Is that what you're asking? I mean, the ship was tough. So, I mean, I'd be curious to see how the ship structure could handle a hurricane. I'm not really sure what you're implying. I'm trying to make sense of it, but Callum, can't really tell what you mean. But hey, thank you so much for that super chat, man. Thank you. That's amazing. But hey, thank you so much for all the support. And I'm sorry I couldn't answer your question more thoroughly. I'm not sure what you mean. Brian 5, thank you so much, my friend. Have you ever played Titanic Adventure Out of Time? Would you consider doing a Let's Play or a video series about it? So, all right. So, would you all like to hear a story? I'm pretty sure I told this story before, but would you all like to know a story about me and Titanic Adventure Out of Time? Would you guys like to hear this story? Wait. How many of you even know what Titanic Adventure Out of Time is? How many of you know this game? How many of you know this? How many of you know about this game? Like, do you all know this game? How many of you know about the Titanic Adventure Out of Time? How many of you all know what this is? How many of you know this game? Let's see here. Do y'all know this game? No, really? Most of you don't know this game? To the new subscribers. All right. So I've told this story before. I'll get to it in just a second. Hang on. Everything Julian 5. I don't want to lose the super chat. Everything Julian 5. Thank you. Yep, Sam. And can you play Stormworks in Florida? Julian, I cannot. We'll have to play when I get home. And sorry, it's been hard to reach me, man. But just you got to catch me at the right time. And I live a real hectic life. So we'll play, Julian. Don't worry. Thank you for the 5. And we had a 2 from Jessica. Thank you so much. I love watching your videos while doing Diamond. I'm not sure what that is, Jessica, but thank you so much for the 2. All right. So, yeah. So basically, the Titanic Adventure Out of Time was it was a computer game from the 90s and everything. And basically, yeah, all of my old timers know the story. It's a very old game where you explore the Titanic and you're trying to solve a mystery and all that stuff. And it was too much for me. I was too young at the time that it came out for me to actually understand the game and how to play it. I just wanted to get to the sinking. So my mom played the entire game for me. And she was a trooper. She sat through that entire game in one day and she destroyed that game. She did great at it. My mom's not a gamer. So I mean but she was determined to help her little boy get to the sinking stuff. So thanks, Mom. If you're watching, thanks, Mom. But anyway, so she ended up playing that game for so long that night when she went to sleep, she had a dream that we were all on a speedboat in the middle of the Atlantic and we hit an iceberg and sank. So she played that game so much that she had that nightmare. So, I mean, it was absolutely hilarious. When she woke up, she's like, so I had a nightmare last night. It's because of that Titanic game. I'm like, what? It was so funny. But yeah, that game was, what year did that game come out? I know I was little. I think I was 6, 7, 8, maybe. I know the Turkish bath part scared me. There was a guy who got electrocuted in the Turkish bath on Titanic, and I was, as I said, I was a little kid, and they had these electricity effects, and they had the guy screaming as he was being electrocuted, and I know that really scared me when I was a little kid. That really bothered me. Sabrina, your poor mom. She's fine. She also told me that when I was also a little kid, I was really into building model rockets. I would just build rockets and shoot them up, the model rocket kits and stuff. And she also told me that one night after I built a rocket and launched it, she had a dream that somehow I had the rocket that I had built turned back around and flew into the ground and exploded. Didn't hurt anybody, but she's like, yeah, your inventions always give me the weirdest dreams. It was so funny. Let's see here. Vivid. Hi, Sam. In the UK, it's been very hot for our standards. 26 degrees, 78.8 F. Okay. Got a massive sunburn and I can't move my shoulders. Not sure if that's going to help me tonight in the Q&A. Vivid. Listen, well, I hope you feel better, my friend. Sunburns suck. Have I told you all my sunburn story? Have I ever told you all that? Have I ever told you all my worst sunburn story? I can't remember if I've ever told you all about that. Have I told you that story? Yes or no? Let's see. And hi, Sam from Historic Travels. I'm actually sick and I have nausea. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I hope you feel better, man. Feel better. Nope, no. But do tell us. No, please. This is new. This is no. So I've never told you all this story. Okay. So when I was 17, we went on a Disney cruise, okay? And when I was on the cruise, they had this teenager club and all that stuff. Like they had a club where you could all the teenagers on the ship could hang out and everything. And oh wait, hang on. Callum 9, thank you. I once had a dream I was a 6-year-old girl on a lifeboat and saw people jump off the Titanic. Saw the ship's lights go out and saw her split at the expansion point and sunk underwater. It felt so real. That's crazy, Callum. Dreams are absolutely insane. Like seriously, it is amazing how random dreams are. What was probably one of the weirdest ones? I'd have to think about it, but I've had some weird dreams in my life. That's for darn sure. All right. So, all right, hang on. Don't let me forget to tell you this story, guys. I need to get to these super chats. I don't want to lose them, but don't let me forget to tell you my sunburn story. Wolfman 20, thank you. Random question for maritime history. Oh gosh. Okay. Thank you for the 20. Well, this male sperm whale lived in the Pacific Ocean in the early 19th century and was known for attacking ships before being killed by whalers in 1838. What was the name of this whale? I have no idea about this one. I have no idea about this one. What is Maritime? Do you have any idea? Maritime, do you know the answer to this? Wolfman just called you out, Maritime. Wolfman just called you out. Do you know this question? Bruh, that's not Maritime. Oh, that is so funny. Was his name Moby? Like Moby Dick? Oh, that is so funny. That is so funny. I have no idea. I honestly have no idea. I don't know that one. Let's see, got 5 from Dan. Thank you. Hey, Sam, I'm getting the book On a Sea of Glass, finally. I never knew about it until you mentioned and said it was the best Titanic book. That's awesome, Dan. Congratulations, and I hope you enjoyed the book. Seriously, that book has been so helpful for all of my Titanic work. I mean, it has been incredibly helpful. Incredibly helpful. Let's see here. Hannah, 20. Thank you so much. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Sam, how you doing? I'm doing good, Hannah. How are you? I got the heck of a hypothetical for you tonight. Oh, boy. All right, hang on. I need to get myself into the zone. I need to prep a little bit, stretch, I gotta get. All right, I'm ready. I got this. How do you think the Costa Concordia incident would have differed if Schettino wasn't a cheating scumbag and brought his mistress on board? How about we rephrase it to if the Costa Concordia had a real captain on board and not somebody who would bring his what captain cheats on his wife and brings his mistress on board? And wasn't he distracted with her as well at the time of the collision? I feel like I remember hearing something about that. He was distracted with her when he should have been on the bridge or something. How about we fix it to where if Captain Schettino or Coward Schettino, what if we change it to where Coward Schettino wasn't the captain of the Costa Concordia in the first place and the ship was never in that incident at all? And how about we just change it, How about we change it to a different captain and the whole Costa Concordia incident would have happened? I mean, what kind of captain acts like that? What kind of captain anyway? I mean, seriously. I've got so many things to say about that. It's not even fun. So let's see. Apparently, the Costa Concordia did sail by salutes of that island before. That wasn't uncommon. But it shouldn't have come in that close. Like, he brought the ship in way closer than what it was supposed to be. I know that. And also, didn't the helmsman of the Concordia that night, he didn't speak the same language as everybody on board. So that was another reason why the ship came in so close as well. Why was the person who was driving the ship or at the ship's helm not speaking the same language as the rest of the crew? That seems like a terrible idea to me. And then oh, good gosh. Good gosh. There's so many. Change the captain. Change the captain, and I think 1,000 things would have been fixed. I don't think that disaster would have ever happened if Schettino wasn't the captain. That's all I have to say. That is all I have to say about it. He was not a good man and not a good man to be captain. That's for darn sure. All right, we got that. We got that one. Hannah, every time you talk about Scatina, I think about like this. Who is this person, and why on earth, if he like, it's the fact that he was cheating on his wife and with a mistress and everything shows the type of character he has. And then at the exact same time, this man is in charge of captaining a ship. I mean, what? Anyway, all right. You know what? I'm starting to rage. So meditate. This is why you did that. You did that to get me worked up, didn't you? Thank you for the 20. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Abandoned 5. Thank you so much, my friend. Hope you are doing well. Let's see here. We got that one. We got that one. Wolfman 5. The real life whale actually partially inspired the character of Herman Melville, 1851 novel. Cool. Cool. Very cool. Maritime, is it just me, Maritime, or did Wolfman just beat you? Is it me, or did hang on. We gotta do a poll here. Did Wolfman just defeat Maritime history? Because I think he just defeated you on a maritime history question. I think that's something that I just saw here. Did Wolfman just defeat maritime history? I'm pretty sure he did. I am pretty sure that Wolfman just defeated maritime history. 95% yes, 5% no. Maritime says it was not maritime related. I mean, has to do with the ocean, so I mean, it's a little iffy, but I'm gonna count it. That was funny. That was so funny. All right, so back to the story. So I was 17 and I was hanging out in the teen club on the Disney ship, and it was a short 3-night Bahama cruise. So if you're not familiar with what Disney Cruise Line does, they sail down to Nassau, and then Disney has a private island called Castaway Cay, and they sail there, and then we go back to Florida. So we board in Port Canaveral. So anyway, I get on this ship and I immediately go to the teen club. They had all kinds of games there and everything. And I meet this girl, okay? I meet this girl. And so we hit it off. We had fun and everything, just hanging out on the ship and all that stuff. She was cool, but I knew that nothing could come of it because she lived on the West Coast. So I'm like, once the cruise is over, I'm never going to see her again. But at the time, I didn't really care. So we're hanging out, and we hang out throughout the entire cruise and everything. So on the final day of the cruise, we're at Disney's private island, and I'm sitting down on the beach, and I'm starting to put on sunblock and everything. And then she shows up, and she's like, "Hey, Sam, we're heading over here. You want to come with us?" And I'm like, "Oh, sure." So I set down the sunblock after I had just started applying it. Okay. So, and she yelled at me to follow her. So I went and hung out with everybody for the rest of the day. I was on that beach for 10 hours. Okay. No shirt, no nothing, just hanging out. And no sunblock, okay? No sunblock on any of that. I got fried. I was on the beach like 10 hours, okay? Like from my head all the way down to my waistline, I was blood red. I mean, it was awful. I had blisters on my shoulders. Like, it was it was one of the worst things that I ever experienced up to that point. And the next morning when I woke up, my t-shirt was stuck to my back and my parents had to peel it off. And anyway, seriously, it was awful. And I got these massive yellow blisters all over my shoulders and everything. And what made it worse was when I went to the ship's nurse, I went to the nurse's office on the ship, and they gave me some medicine and everything, but all they had on the ship was like children's medicine. So it was like an extremely low dose of painkillers. So the nurse told me you'd have to take 8 of these pills to get the same effect as a regular pain pill. And I think that was bad advice because I ended up taking all 8 of those pills, and I felt weird. I felt really weird. And I was a little bit out of it. That's what my parents tell me anyway. So it's I was so numb from all that pain medicine, I didn't feel it. So I was running around the ship, not a care in the world. And then the next morning, I regretted it. I really regretted it. It was awful. It was absolutely awful. Oh, yeah. And one last part. So when I get home, in my infinite 17-year-old wisdom, I decided to take a bucket full of ice, dump it into the bathtub, and take an ice cold bath. And after I got out, I got the flu. So now I'm burning, I'm sneezing, I'm coughing. It was a bad time, okay? It was a very, very bad time for me. Oh gosh, Millie, no. Anyway, but listen, y'all wanted to know my story, so that's the story. Ellen, been there, done that. Oh wait, hang on. Did I see a super chat while I was telling that story? Let's see. Kenya 5. How come there is no existing footage of Titanic? Actually, there is. There's one video of the Titanic. I believe she's in Belfast in the video. But yeah, you can clearly see the name Titanic and everything. And you know what? I mean, cameras were in their infancy at the time of Titanic, especially video cameras. So we're just lucky we've got the footage we do. But that's why. Oh gosh, but yeah, that's the story of my sunburn. That's the story of the worst sunburn I've ever had. And you know, whenever I go to the beach now, I mean, like, I'm still like tender on my shoulders. Like, it doesn't hurt, but it's like, I don't know, maybe the skin's more sensitive there or something. It's like I feel a little tingle there sometimes whenever the sun hits it. It's weird. I mean, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. True Crazy Lion. Wow, you had a character building experience with that sunburn and other issues. Oh yeah. It was fun. It was a lot of fun. I also remember like my parents had a big box fan, and I remember laying down on the floor with my shoulders into the fan, just watching TV like this. I remember doing that too. Like any relief. I know I slept on my parents' leather couch because it was cooler. It was awful. Benjamin, Sam, can you do a video on the Prince of Wales battleship built with Britain during World War II, famous for being with the hood? Excuse me. Famous for being with the hood while hunting Bismarck, sunk by a Japanese air raid on December 10th, 1941. Excuse me. Wow. Let's see. The Prince of Wales battleship. I don't believe that one is on the list, Benjamin. But you know what? I am going to put that on the list right now. I'm sure that I'm going to mention it whenever I get to talking about the hood. That is the first battleship that I'm actually planning to cover. But yeah, I'll get to that as soon as I can, man. Let's see here. Maritime. Prince of Wales survived the encounter with the Bismarck, right? Correct me if I'm wrong here, but when the Bismarck fired at the hood, the reason it sunk the ship so easily was, didn't one of its shells like hit the hood, then go into like the ship's armory or whatever and detonate all the weapons? Isn't that what happened? Isn't that how the hood sank so quickly? It's like all the explosives and ammo that the hood had on board detonated and split the ship apart. Is that right? I'm pretty sure that's right. Let's see, Harrison. Yes. Okay, that's what happened. I thought that's what happened. Maritime, something like that. Okay. Oh no. Guys. Let's see. Scatino is here. Red alert. Scatino is in the chat. Red alert. Scatino is in the chat. I just saw him. Red alert. Scatino is in the chat. Take cover. Let's see. Timer. Oh no, Scatino is here. Rally the troops. Get the weapons. Walker, it's time for immunity. Gravity Man is here. Yeah. I cannot believe he actually said that was it during the court he said that? Yeah. That he tripped and fell into a lifeboat. He tripped and fell into a lifeboat. This dude, like seriously, what the heck? Let's see here. Calvin. Scatino is low-key, the goat image being so doggy with him and the captain. Brian 5, thank you so much for him. What is one of the first books you remember reading as a kid about the Titanic? Mine would be Find the Titanic by Nan Foreman and Robert Ballard. I know the James Cameron movie is what sparked my initial interest in Titanic, but I think one of the first books I ever saw was the Ken Marshall art book. I think that was the first Titanic book that I read, the Ken Marshall. And believe it or not, I did not read A Night to Remember for quite a while after that. The first time I read A Night to Remember, so did I ever tell you guys that I used to load trucks for UPS? I did that in college. I loaded trucks for UPS. And one thing that I liked about it is that they didn't care if I had an audiobook. You know, like I'd have my headphones in, I'd be listening to a book while I was loading the trucks. I worked in a sorting plant. That was a fun job, let me tell you. Oh gosh, I do have a story about that if y'all want to hear it. But yes, but yeah, I think it was the Ken Marshall art book. I think that was one of the first Titanic books that I read. Let's see. We got another super chat. We got Hannah20. Thank you so much, my friend. I'm doing fine, but my ice cream freezers are empty again. Hey, that's a good thing. It means your business is rocking. Another question for you. Ready. Let's imagine that 10 minutes before both disasters, Scatino and Smith swap places. How do you think each captain would have reacted? Okay, so if let's do Captain Smith first. If Captain Smith was on the Costa Concordia, okay, and, well, 10 minutes before disaster, so are we saying that the disaster is going to happen regardless? Because I think if Captain Smith was the captain of the Costa Concordia, that ship would have never sunk. That ship would have never sunk with Captain Smith at the helm. Or, well, not at the helm, but on the bridge. But, okay, hypothetical sake, let's say that Captain Smith was on the Concordia, and it's 10 minutes before disaster, okay, and the ship is going to hit the rock, okay? There's nothing Captain Smith could do differently. Everything's fine, and the ship's going to hit a rock and sink. I think initially everything would be normal, okay? And then as soon as the Costa Concordia hit the rock, he would send down a damage control team, but then he would also immediately order the lifeboats to be prepped just in case. And then as soon as he saw that there was a possibility that the ship was going to sink, he'd start getting the passengers to the lifeboats. Instead, Captain Scatino just told everybody to go back. Scatino had his crew tell the passengers, just go back to your cabins and wait. It's just an electrical problem. Are you kidding me? You told your passengers to go back to their cabins on a sinking. Okay. Every time I talk about him, I get every time I say the name Scatino, I get so angry. But yeah, all right. So Captain Smith would have had the evacuation fine. Now, if Scatino was on Titanic and it hit the iceberg, he would say, everybody just go back to your cabins. We're just having Titanic really didn't have a power problem in the beginning like the Concordia did. He's like, gravity is just behaving differently here on the Titanic, and it's causing the ship to be forward at the bow. It's just a gravity problem, guys. Everything's okay. The laws of physics aren't working right. Everything's okay. Just go back to your cabins. Everything's fine. Pardon me while I go and change and get into a lifeboat. I'm sorry. Gravity put me into the lifeboat. Yeah, I think it'd be something like that. I think it would have been something like that. JG3 rage building. Anytime I talk about Scatino, it just why? You see, here's the thing. I think of a captain as like a man of honor, and I hold them to the highest standard. Any captain, if you're a captain of a ship, the way I see it is you've worked hard for that, and you are somebody that everybody should depend on and trust, and you should do your duty. You should be someone everybody looks up to. And I think that's probably why Scatino makes me so angry, is he was at the highest position on a ship, and yet he treated it with such disrespect. And, his actions are the reason that those people died. Just if the evacuation had been handled much better, number one, the ship shouldn't have been in that situation in the first place. But number two, the way he handled the evacuation, the emergency was just awful. And then he runs. Anyway, he isn't what I think a captain should be. And I think that's why it makes me so angry is, you've got that position. You should have earned it. You should know how to behave. And anyway. All right. Calm down. I need a drink. I need a drink. Let's see here. Scatino, gravity is my friend. At least it saved one person's life. That's still, good grief, Scatino. Good grief. All right, hang on. Back to these super chats. All right. Everything, Julian 5. Hi, Sam. Scatino alert to the boats. Thanks, Julian. Thank you for the 5. Let's see. Dylan 5. Dylan 10. Thank you so much. Talking about the hood, I get way too, I get too many insanely realistic dreams of being a bridge officer on the Bismarck on the day of the hood being ammo rack. The realism in my dreams is always crazy. So wait, you dream always a bridge officer on the Bismarck on the day of the hood being ammo. So wait, you're saying that you see the whole thing from like the Bismarck, you see it from afar, Dylan. That's crazy. Thanks for the 10. Let's see here. Walker 5. Thank you. You should cover the Raise the Titanic movie. Is good without reading the book, but the book puts it way to shame. You should cover it in a video. I have not watched that movie yet, but I've heard that it wasn't very good. Like, what's the general consensus here? Like, how is the Raise the Titanic movie? Like, is it good? Is it not? You have to remember that it was made before they found the wreck, so you got to keep that in mind. But How is the Raise the Titanic movie? I have not watched it yet. I have not watched it yet. Let's see, Dan, Sam, there is a cricket in my room. I can't find them, so he has to pay rent. Let's see here. Let's see. Taylor file. The only footage of the Titanic was also taken before the forward section of A Deck Promenade. You're right, Taylor. Thank you for the file. It was lousy. I wasted my time watching it. It was okay. It's not good. Cheesy, but fun. Read the book first. Raise the Titanic sucked. So people, I watched it. It was okay. Okay, so it's kind of meh. That's the general consensus I'm getting here. It's kind of meh. That's the whole idea. Hold on a second. It's something that's on my list of things that I need to watch. I haven't gotten around to it yet. That's basically what happened. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Oh, shoot. I meant to have that ready. I completely forgot about it. I cannot believe it's not on here. And download. Please download. Start the download. Okay. All right. But it as a whole, rubbish, but the raising part is good. Okay. So would you all say it's a good idea for me to watch the movie? Like, should I watch it at some point or should I just pass on it? Because someone sent it to me in my P.O. box, so I have the Blu-ray. But so Snuff, do a video on the Titanic 666. Absolutely not. I prefer to pretend that those movies don't exist because in my mind, they're trying to take the Titanic name and then just use it to make money, which I don't like that. You know, I mean, like, if you're going to tell the story of the Titanic, do something Titanic based, then treat the story with respect. You know, like, anyway, I prefer to pretend that movie does not exist. That's just me. That's just me. Let's see. Calvin, I mean, I've heard of hit and runs, but the case of the Concordia thing was ridiculous. Yeah, that was ridiculous. He kept it quiet from the Coast Guard for so long and blah, 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 blah. Let's see here. Blah, blah, blah. E60, have you watched Titanic 2? Okay, you want to know something? I turned on Titanic 2, and as soon as I saw the freaking Queen Mary with Titanic 2's name CGI'd over the Queen Mary's nameplate, I'm like, I'm out. As soon as I saw that, I could not handle it anymore, and I walked away. I'm like, they had the Queen Mary Titanic 2's name. I could not handle it. I absolutely could not handle it. I mean, didn't they film that Titanic 666 on the Queen Mary too? I feel like I heard that. I feel like I heard that they filmed anyway. I still remember when I think I was in high school when that movie came out, or maybe they were talking about it, because I remember a friend of mine in high school, he sent me a message, and it had a text message, and it had a picture of the Titanic 2 poster, and he said, I blame you for this, because they all knew how much of the Titanic I was in. That's so funny. Dan, too, thank you. Which Titanic hero do you think is the most brave? You know what, Dan? There were so many heroes on the Titanic that night that it's hard. I mean, honestly, I think all of the heroes that night all stood up against insurmountable odds, you know. But I think, and I'm not taking anything away from all the officers and the heroes that were up on the deck and everything, but I think the biggest heroes that night were probably the engine room people. You know, the engineers down in the engine room, the men who are working in the boiler rooms. Because think about it, if you're up on the deck, even if you can't get into a lifeboat, you still have a shot to get away and survive. You know, you can swim away from the ship. But if you're in the engine room or in the boiler rooms, you're stuck. You're stuck. And if you're down there, like those men who stayed down there to keep the power going, keep the telegraph functioning, they knew they weren't getting out of there. I mean, honestly, I think those guys are the biggest heroes that night. I really do. I do. But again, there were a ton of heroes that night. There were a ton. All right. Whoa. Hang on. Okay. Here comes more super chats. All right. We got Chris from 20. Thank you, Chris. 20. Thank you so much, my friend. A newly resurfaced ad for Britannic stated that the Grand Staircase clock was called Peace and Commemorates instead of the Honor and Glory, meaning that there may have been a change from Olympics design. What are your thoughts? I don't know anything about this, Chris, and you have sparked my curiosity. Can you please send me a picture or send me a note? Like, can you send me what you found or what this article is or what the ad is and send it to DM it to me on Discord? Because honestly, I have no thoughts on that. That's really cool. But Chris, thank you so much for the 20, and sorry I couldn't answer your question better, but this is the first I've heard of this. So Chris, thank you so much. That's awesome. Wolfman 5, thank you. How long do you think Costa Concordia would have lasted if she continued drifting towards open ocean? Not long at all. I mean, the only thing that kept the ship from sinking was the fact that, you know, she landed on that outcrop. You know, she hit the bottom of the pool of water that she was in. I mean, she was in the ocean, but she got pushed up so close to the island that there was that undersea ledge that she was resting on. But if she would have been drifted out to sea, I think she would have capsized and completely went under pretty quickly. Pretty quickly. There definitely would have been a greater loss of life. That wind that day that pushed the ship back towards the island, I mean, that was honestly a godsend because that wind really did help save lives. Henry 5, thank you. Due to your videos, I ordered a new Yamaha Superjet, and have you seen A Night to Remember? And if so, is it more accurate than the James Cameron movie Titanic? Well, that's awesome, cool model. I've never, okay, so y'all are gonna rage about this. I have seen most of A Night to Remember. You know, I've seen most of the film, but I have never sat down and watched it from start to finish. But I have seen most of the film in bits and pieces. Like, I can watch the movie and know where scenes are. So I'm fairly familiar with the film. I've just never watched it from start to finish. And as far as, is it more accurate than the James Cameron movie? I like to say it like this. The James Cameron movie is accurate with the exception of Jack and Rose, but it's accurate based on what they knew in the 1990s. And A Night to Remember does a great job in really telling the story of the Titanic. Is like it does. JG3, what? Everybody's freaking out that I haven't seen it from start to finish. But anyway, I lost my train of thought. But A Night to Remember is the thing about A Night to Remember is it accurately portrays the story of the Titanic from start to finish. You know, based on what they knew in the 1950s, it does a great job in really telling the story of Titanic. So you can watch A Night to Remember and have no knowledge about Titanic and get a pretty good general idea as to what happened that night, with the exception of the splitting in two, but that wasn't a thing that they really knew in the 50s. I mean, they knew, but it wasn't accepted. So that's the thing about A Night to Remember. It's a great movie, and it is very accurate for what they knew in the 50s, so I applaud them. Now, the James Cameron film is accurate, but the thing about it is they don't really explain things. So, like, one of the first scenes about the funnels venting out all that steam and everything like that, like, if you know the story of Titanic and you watch the James Cameron film, you will notice how accurate the movie is. You know, like the wireless guys saying the messages, the steam venting from the funnel, women and children first, the way the ship went down, the splitting in two. Like, based on what we knew in the 90s, the movie is fairly accurate, but it doesn't explain that stuff. The movie Titanic, the James Cameron film, doesn't really go into detail about all that because it's talking about Jack and Rose's story. So you get a glimpse of the disaster, but you don't really understand everything that's going on. Does that make sense? So I think they're both great films, but if you really want to know Titanic, A Night to Remember is the one to watch. And then once you're familiar with the history, go back and watch the James Cameron film, and you'll notice, because in the James Cameron film, he made the movie accurate, but if you don't know Titanic, you wouldn't see all the little details that they put in there. So if you know the Titanic story, go back and watch James Cameron and go, oh, that's there. Oh, that's there. Oh, that's there. You know what you're looking for. So that's kind of the thing. That's kind of the thing to remember about that. Thank you so much for the 5, Henry. Taylor 5, thank you. Of all the pictures taken of the Titanic, which one would you want to retake with a modern camera? You choose up to 5 pictures that exist of Titanic. Up to 5, wow. I'd like a better picture of her in the night, like at nighttime with all the lights on. I'd like that. The one from Queenstown, that would be good. A lot of photos. I'd like to have a photo of the Grand Staircase because, believe it or not, there are no photos of the Titanic's Grand Staircase before the ship left. All the photos that we have of the Grand Staircase that say Titanic is actually Olympic. So I'd like a photo of the Grand Staircase. There's a lot of stuff I'd like to have pictures of. Thanks so much for that. Thanks so much for the 5, Taylor. Walker 5, thank you. The book is better. It's about the U.S. government raising the wreck for resources. Had in its hold for the defense system. Check it out. So it had resources, and that's why they wanted to. Okay, so what year does that movie take place in? Because would they really care about resources that were in a cargo hold? Like, does the film take place in the 70s or 80s? I mean, would they really care about those resources that much longer after the sinking? That's my big question. Thank you for the 5, Walker. We got that. We got that. We got that one. I think we are all caught up. Oh, no, we're not. Sorry, guys. I'm a little bit behind here. Henry, too. Thank you. I'm surprised you know what a superjet is. Superjet. I might not. Hang on. Superjet. Oh, jet ski? Is that what you got? Superjet? Is that what you're talking about there? I don't think I know what you're talking about, but okay. I was just going to like, oh, you got a cool model. Awesome. I figured it was a model of something. But, well, Yamaha super. Okay, the jet ski. Yeah, Yamaha. Like, I had a Yamaha dirt bike back in the day. Okay, I had to think about that. Okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about now. Okay, thank you for the 2, Henry. SS Poseidon 5, thank you. Let's see here. If you was to choose, would you rather work for the Cunard Line or the White Star Line? That's a tough one. That's a tough one. I mean, the Olympic class are always nearest and dearest to my heart, but then again, that could be because I'm so interested in Titanic, and Titanic's what got me into it in the first place. If I lived back then, depends on how old I was. You know, it depends on how old I was. So I think what we would probably, okay, there we go. I think I would probably end up working for the Cunard Line first, and then, you know, going from there, just wing it, you know, just depend on what I was doing at the time. I think that would be I think that'd be how that would all play out. Let's see here. We got that one. Thank you. Walker 5, thank you. Albeit it's inaccurate due to when it was released and not knowing much about the wreck. It's still good. It would be cool to see a review of both. You know, Walker, that's the thing that always gets me about when they talk about, you know, before the Titanic was found, that they say the ship sank intact. The Ken Layton, he was the author of the Titanic book On a Sea of Glass. He said that when they really went into the testimony and they really started examining the testimony of the sinking, it was incredible to them how many people during the official inquiry into the disaster said that the Titanic broke in half. Most people who they interviewed about the Titanic said it broke. They saw it break. But it's like the inquiry went with the testimony of Gracie, Archibald Gracie, and with Lightollers' testimony, because both of them said it sunk intact. But both of them, like, I don't think they were lying, but they weren't in a position to see what the stern was doing. You know, because Gracie was fighting for his life underwater above the grand staircase, and Lightoller was pinned to that air vent. I mean, like, both of these men, and they were so far forward that they really didn't have a good view on what the stern was doing. But still, they said it sunk intact. So it's like the inquiry went with what they said instead of all of the other people who said that it broke. And it's another guy who works with James Cameron on the films and stuff. I forget his name. He's a maritime historian. But anyway, he said that there was a video he was watching of it was a 1970s Titanic convention, okay? And during the convention, they had a Titanic survivor there, and she got up on stage. And remember, the wreck hadn't been found yet. And she said, you know, the Titanic had 4 funnels, and she said, do you all also know that the Titanic broke in half? And then this young guy in the he was like in his 30s or something. He got up and walked up on the stage and blocked the mic and said, no. The Titanic didn't break in half. It was just, you were confused because the funnels fell and everything. So, I mean, this young guy just went up to a Titanic survivor and said, no, you're delusional. You didn't see the ship break in half. So even in the 70s, and the historian who was talking about that said, I wish that she would have taken the mic away from him and yelled at him, were you there? And I'm like, I agree. I wish she would have done that. But it's amazing how it's like that sparked so much debate and controversy before the wreck was found. And I mean, it's the most insane thing. But most people believe the ship broke in half, even though the official word was that it didn't. That's absolutely crazy. And I went into that whole big story. Give me a second, guys. I need to shut the window. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Here on the East Coast, it gets I'm literally like 10 minutes from the ocean, so it's like it gets dark very fast here. It gets dark super fast here. Let's see here. All right, we got some more super chats. We got 10 from Sabrina. Thank you so much, Sabrina. Hope you're doing well. Oh, hey Sabrina, did your boys like the did they like the wallet video that I uploaded? While today's cruise ships are huge, I feel like a lot of the beauty has been lost from the old ships like Titanic, Lusitania, etc. I would rather be on a ship like the Olympic than on a floating box. I agree, Sabrina. I think while modern cruise ships, they're cool, they don't have the charm of the old ships. And, that's one reason why I loved sailing on the Disney ships, was because they had that, they're cruise ships and everything, but they have that, like that old time ship charm. Hang on a second. Let me just pull this up. Like the Disney Dream and the Disney Fantasy and all that, like they look like old style ships. And I thought they were so cool. Yeah, there we go. I'm trying to find a picture to show you guys. There we go. Like it looks like a cruise ship. It looks like that's the Disney ship. And it looks like a modern cruise ship, but it still has that, I don't know, it has that old school ship look to it, and I always loved it. I love the design of the Disney ships. That was something that I always loved. Thank you so much for the 10, Sabrina. Dylan 5, thank you. I swear people who say Titanic sunk intact was because of the lighting movies add a lot of light. Being dark and low angles, you won't see anything. Dylan, while it is true that, a lot of people would have been confused due to the low lighting and everything, a lot of people saw it break. A lot of people said that they saw the Titanic break. Because your eyes would adjust pretty quick. And it's not like the Titanic was full of light, like it was so bright. The lights were dimming a lot by the time of the breakup. And a lot of people saw it break. A lot of people really did see the Titanic break. It's, a lot of people did see it. So that's what I'm saying. I think more people would have seen it than you realize. All right, we got that one. And all right, what we got? Maritime history. Historic travels, there is only one known picture of the Titanic's Marconi room. Yeah, there is. All right, Benjamin. Sam, the Lusitania's depth charge theory is unlikely. First, Britain's sonar used sound waves to detect things, but the human ear have limits to loud, small U-boats. Couldn't have been confused with a still massive ship. So, Benjamin, are you like, so would those, so there would have to be propeller noise? Is that what that sonar would have needed for them to be able to detect the wreck or something? So, like, they couldn't have, what you're saying is they could not have confused the Lusitania's wreck with like a sonar false image or whatever, because it wasn't generating noise. If they were dropping bombs on the Lusitania wreck, they were intentionally doing it. Like they were intentionally, that's what you're saying? That's interesting information. I did not know that. Let's see here. Okay, we got that one. We got that one. What color was the Lusitania's funnels? I believe they were black at the time of the sinking, but they changed black or gray, but they changed them the colors around a bit. Let's see here. Wow. Hey Sam, would you rather go on a Cunard ship or a White Star Line ship? Insert Jeopardy music. Do, 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 do. I don't know. Both. Both. Oh, did I miss a super chat? Oh, yes, I did. Sorry, Taylor. Let's see here. Since Gracie died in December of 1912, Haven never fully recovered from the sinking of Titanic. Wouldn't that make him the last victim of the sinking? You're right. In a way, yeah, that's true, because Gracie died. It's just because I forget the official cause of death, but I know he never completely recovered from the sinking because he died in December of the same year. That's crazy. What did he die of? I'm actually not sure about that. Does anybody know? Please let me know in the chat. What caused Archibald Gracie's death? I do not know that. But yeah, I know he died in December of 1912. All right, everybody. We are coming up on the 1 hour mark, and you know what that means? It is time for tonight's Q&A. Are you all ready? I have some good questions for all of you tonight. Let's see, Tana 5, thank you. Hey, Sam, hoping to visit the Titanic Museum in Florida in November. Any tips? Have fun. Have fun. The Titanic Museum in Orlando is awesome. I'm going by there tomorrow. But yeah, it's really cool. I hope you enjoy it. And there's all kinds of cool stuff to see down in Florida. One of my favorite things to do is to go and tour the worlds. If you're going to Disney, if you could pick one place at Disney World to go to Epcot, because they have they have recreations of so many different countries. And I love going there and seeing all that stuff. But yeah, I'd recommend that. The beaches are nice. If you make it over to Daytona or Clearwater, I mean, there's all kinds of fun stuff to do in Florida. Oh, Harry Potter. Harry Potter. Yeah, go to Harry Potter. That was my Dolby the House Elf impression. Dolby the House Elf. How was that? How was my Dolby? Was that a good Dolby imitation? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Was that a good Dolby? Dolby the House Elf. Mr. Harry Potter. Oh, come on. No, seriously, JG3, seriously. Brian, great. Tina, it was good. Okay. You're a wizard, Sammy. Wingardium Leviosa. Oh gosh. Did you all see that Office joke where Jim tricks Dwight and thinking he can move things with his mind, and Pam uses a umbrella and moves like a coat hanger? Oh, okay, it's a crit. I was like, what the heck was that? But like, it's so funny. It's so funny. I loved Harry Potter. What was her name? What was that lady's name in Harry Potter? That terrible teacher from the 5th book, Dolores Umbridge, I think. So when I was working in Arizona, for those of you who don't know, I was a quality control technician on a copper mine. I did that for a while, a couple of years ago. And I was listening to the Harry Potter books while I was on the mine. And she would always make this like sound, like over and over. And it got to the point where it was so annoying. Like if I'm listening to the book and I'm writing something, if she would make that sound in my ear, like on the headphone, I would mess up writing because it would tick me off so much. Yeah, the evil lady in pink. That's it. And then as soon as I would mess up, the book would go, and Professor McGonagall acted like she was about to strangle her. Oh gosh. Oh, she was evil. She was evil. That book drove me nuts because I'm sitting there working on the mine trying to keep, and then every time she makes that sound in my Bluetooth, I was like, I would have lost it. If she was my teacher, she would have expelled me. I would have absolutely lost it in 2 seconds. Anyway, sorry. I can't believe I'm talking about Harry Potter. Let's see here. Dan5, thank you. Hey, Sam, I'm going to the Molly Brown house this weekend. That's awesome. I did not get the chance to go in when I was in Denver, but I did walk around the outside of it. It was super cool. That's awesome, Dan. Enjoy. Wolfman20. Wow, thanks so much, my friend. I spoke to one Titanic historian some time ago and said that if Titanic had risen to a high angle as depicted in A Night to Remember or the 1987 film, she would have risen past her breaking point and would have sank in one piece. So if she would have, let's see, she would have risen past her breaking point and sank in one piece. So if she would have gotten that high up, there wouldn't have been as much strain on that part of the... I guess that makes sense because she broke in two due to strain at one point. It's just like there was so much strain right there. But if the ship, I don't have my model here, but if the ship had kept going down and maybe she stuck straight up out of the water, kind of like Britannic did, maybe she wouldn't have sunk. Maybe she wouldn't have split in two. The sinking of the Titanic was weird because during the final moments, there was all that strain on that one spot. But interesting, Wolf. Thanks so much for the 20. Everything, Julian. Sam, I got to go. Goodbye, Sam. Night, Julian. Thanks so much for being here. I cannot believe we were talking about Harry Potter. That's so funny. That's so funny. Well, bad 5. Gracie was diabetic. That, along with the hypothermic conditions, I think it was a factor in Stephanie. Okay, so all right, I understand. Gracie's story. That's so sad. That's so sad. But the exact same, like what Gracie went through and how he survived Titanic. I mean, he was above the Grand Staircase Dome when it imploded. I mean, like just the fact that he survived that, like. His survival story is definitely one of the most insane from Titanic. All right, back to the Q&A. Back to the Q&A. All right, we got distracted there. Disabling slow mode. All right, here we go. It is time for the Q&A. Are you all ready? Here are the rules. I don't have my bell. So here are the rules. I will ask a question. I will type the word go in the chat. When go pops up, you answer the question. If you answer the question early, I will not count it, okay? You have to type the word go in the chat for me to say it. For you to count it. All right, here we go. The first question of the night. Are you all ready? Maritime, are you there? Maritime, are you there? I'm looking to see if Maritime history is here because Maritime, I'm watching the chat. Are you ready? Maritime, yes. Okay, he is here. And one last thing, guys, before we start the Q&A, Will we defeat him tonight? Will we defeat Maritime tonight? Ask your community, yes or no. Will we defeat him? We can do it, guys. We can defeat Maritime history. Will we defeat him tonight? Yes or no? Can we do this? Can we win tonight? Can we do it, everyone? 69%. Yes, we've got this. We've got this. All right. First question of the night. On November 10th, 1975, a famous ship sank into Lake Superior. What was the name of this vessel? On November 10th, 1975, a famous ship sank in Lake Superior. What was this ship called? Ready, set, go. Barry got it. Edmund Fitzgerald. Edmund Fitzgerald. Good job. Good job. Edmund Fitzgerald. Edmund Fitzgerald. The chat exploded. So Carrie got it first. Edmund Fitzgerald. And then we've got Paul, Vivid, and Maritime. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Great job, great job, great job. So Carrie was first. Awesome. Carrie was first. Great job, great job, great job. All right, Maritime. Where are you, my friend? Where are you? You were close, though. You were close. All right, next question. I can already tell the chat's going to lose it with this one. The chat is absolutely going to lose it. What are the tiny yellow creatures that work for Groot in Despicable Me called? What are the tiny yellow creatures that work for Groot in Despicable Me called? Ready, set, go. Minions. Sorry, I had to do it. I had to do it. That question doesn't count. That question doesn't count. Sorry. I had to do it. That question doesn't count. I'm just trolling, guys. Oh, I'm crying. That was so funny. I'm sorry. That was funny. I had to do it. All right. What was the name of the Titanic crewman who survived the flooding of Boiler Room 6 and 5, and he almost ended up being crushed when a lifeboat that was above him almost got lowered down on top of his lifeboat? What was the name of this crewman? Ready, set, go. What was this crewman's name? Carrie, Frederick Barrett. Good job. So Carrie was first. Taylor was second, and Benjamin third. Great job. Frederick Barrett. Great job. So we've got, let me see, who was first here? We got Carrie. Tina was like, Carrie, Frederick Barrett, Taylor, Frederick, whatever. That's fine. Steve, let's see, Benjamin. Oh, we got a troll. Deal with that. Let's see, Benjamin, Frederick. It wasn't Frederick Fleet, Benjamin. Maritime, Barrett, good job. Theodore, banana. That is so funny. But Frederick Barrett, that's what we were looking for. Frederick Barrett. Sabrina, the chat was too slow. Frederick Barrett. All right, next question. We got this one. Maritime, I think you're a little bit behind, Maritime. Just saying. I mean, you know what? You're close, but still, I think you're being beat, Maritime. Just saying. We love you. We love you, Maritime. All right, next question. What are the names of the two men who were in the crow's nest when Titanic struck the iceberg? So what were the names of the lookouts who were in the crow's nest at the time that the Titanic struck the iceberg? Ready, set, go. What were these guys' names? What were the names of the two men that were in the crow's nest? Maritime history got it. Frederick Fleet and Reginald Lee. Maritime history got it. Frederick Fleet and Reginald Lee. Benjamin was right behind him. Frederick Fleet, Reginald Lee. Taylor, Frederick Fleet, Reginald Lee. Frederick Fleet and Reginald Lee. Tony, Bryden Phillips. Tony, you're just trolling. Frederick Fleet and Reginald Lee. Frederick Fleet and Reginald Lee. That's hilarious. All right. Next question. On what day did the Titanic sister ship HMHS Britannic strike a mine and sink? On what day did the Titanic sister ship HMHS Britannic strike a mine and sink? What day did this happen? Ready, set, don't go. Don't go. Ready, go. Go. Nope. I don't see it yet. I don't see it. Oh, wait. Okay. So Richard, 11/21/1916. All right, Richard got it, and Maritime was right after. November 21st, 1916. November 21st, 1916. So that was kind of a tie. For that one. That was kind of a tie. All right, good job. All right, next question. What is the worst peacetime disaster in history? What is the worst peacetime maritime disaster in history? What is the worst peacetime maritime disaster in history? Ready, set, go. Let's see, what is it? Peacetime is key here. Taylor, don't you pause. Great job, everybody. Taylor, don't you pause. Vivid, don't you pause. Maritime, don't you pause. But Taylor got it. Taylor, you were first. Awesome. Great job. Don't you pause. Congratulations. Don't you pause. Great job. Taylor. Great job. Don't you pause. That was the key word there, was peacetime. That was the key word there. Peacetime. All right, next question. Let's see. All right, y'all are going to get this one in 2 seconds. So, what was the name of the person who was on board the Titanic, okay, who made it his personal mission? I mean, listen, he was on a mission, okay? His mission was to make sure that as little alcohol as possible went down with the Titanic. What was this man's name? I mean, he was doing his duty to make sure as little alcohol as possible went down with Titanic. What was this guy's name? Ready, set, go. What was his name? I don't want the cook. I need his name. Okay, there we go. Charles Yelkin. Every time I tell that story, it just makes me laugh. Let's see. Charles Yelkin. So Vivid was first. Mauritania was second. Maritime was third. The baker, but I cannot remember his name. The chef. Yeah, he was the chef. Charles Yelkin. The meme of the channel. Yes, it is. I mean, listen, he wasn't that drunk, but he was buzzed. Like, trying to say it was his personal mission to go down that the ship would go down as little alcohol as possible. That is being dramatic, but it's fun. It's just fun. It's a fun thing. He was buzzed, but he wasn't completely wasted, but he was definitely buzzed. Oh gosh, that was so funny. I really would like to know more information about that, because honestly, what they say that alcohol makes your body lose heat faster. So if that's what happened, how did Charles Yelkin survive so long in that water? Because, I mean, the only thing that was different between him and everybody else was that he had all that alcohol in his system. So that had to have played a factor somehow. But it seems like it was the reverse situation to what science says would happen. So it's the darnest thing. His whole situation is just the darnest thing. All right, here we go. We got, all right, anyway, November 20. All right, stop spamming, Theodore. We got no spamming. All right, no spamming. All right, we got that one. All right. What was the name of the only male passenger to be let into a lifeboat by Charles Lightoller? What was the name of the only male passenger to be let into a lifeboat by Charles Lightoller? Ready, set, go. What was his name? If you just watched my last video, you would know it. What was his name? Maritime, you misspelled it. I mean, you misspelled it, Maritime, but I mean, okay, I'll give it to you. Maritime got that one. Richard Arthur Puchin. Good job, Maritime. Arthur Puchin, so a wallet guy. Yeah, wallet guy, Chris. Arthur Puchin, that was it. Arthur Puchin. So Maritime, and who was the other dude? Arthur. Wait, I lost it. Dang it. Where was it? I completely lost it. But yeah, Maritime. Oh, there we go. Let's see. Maritime and Richard. Maritime and Richard got that one. I'll give it to those two. Good job, guys. But yeah, it was the wallet dude. All right. Next question. Question 9. How long did it take the RMS Lusitania to sink? How long did it take the RMS Lusitania to sink? Ready, set, go. How long did it take the RMS Lusitania to sink? Boom, 18 minutes. Holy cow. Okay, who was first? Taylor! Taylor got it. 18 minutes. Taylor was first. Taylor 18, Vivid 18, NASCAR 18, Colby. I don't even see Maritime here. Oh, there you are. There you are, Maritime. 18. Okay, great job. Listen, hey, Maritime, you know these people are gunning for you, right? Like, these people are ready at their keyboard the second the question, as soon as I ask the question, these people are gunning for you. Like, I hope you know that, man. Like, but we do it in fun. You know what, Maritime? You've inspired these people. They're determined to beat you. It's awesome. This is so much fun. Sabrina, I was first. So one thing that I've noticed, Sabrina, it seems like the connection time is a little, like, from the moment you hit enter. If it shows you guys are first, that may be a connection delay, because there's a little bit of delay from when you all send something to when I see. That's the only problem with these Q&As. I can only go by what shows up first on my screen. So, but yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, you have to hit enter before he hits go. Oh, so that's what you guys are doing. You're timing it to right before you think I'm about to say go. Maritime, you all learn so that's how you're doing it. You're saying it right before I say go, and then you're timing it for the lag. You're compensating for the lag. Interesting. Don't say it. Don't say it. That's very clever. So that was Maritime's strategy. He was timing it to right. Oh, wow. Mind blown. Absolutely. Don't reveal I've been doing that too. Okay. Awesome. Change your timing to the interesting. Very, very interesting. Maritime exposed. Taylor, you're going down. This is absolutely incredible. I love doing these live streams. They're so much fun. All right, everybody. The last question of the night. Are you all ready? The last question of the night. Dun, 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 dun. All right. What feature, and this isn't official, but this is something that we can kind of assume by studying all the available evidence. What feature did the White Star Line borrow or add to the Olympic-class ships after examining the success that the Lusitania and Mauritania had when they were adding? So the Lusitania and Mauritania had a feature put into them that the Olympic-class ships had added as well. So there's one design feature that the Olympic-class ships had that were similar to the Lusitania and Mauritania. What was this feature? Ready, set. It's not the fourth funnel. It was something that actually played a role. Ready, set. It was the fourth. Okay, I can see how that fourth funnel would be something that y'all would think, but I'm thinking something more official. All right, there we go. CRS got the steam turbine. That's what I was looking for. So the fourth funnel, I guess I could have rephrased that, because yeah, they did add the fourth funnel, and that was because of Lusitania and Mauritania. I guess what I should have reworded to an official use thing. But yeah, I was looking for the turbine engine, the center propeller turbine engine, because the Titanic had the reciprocating engines, but its center propeller was a turbine engine. That's what I was looking for, was the steam turbine. That's what I was looking for. But yeah, I thought coal. What do you mean? Yeah, but like, as I said, I never said go. Okay, go. Now y'all know the answer. Go. That was bots. One more. Okay. Fine. One more question. Okay. Let me think, because that was all I wrote down. Let me think. What's one more difficult question that I can think of? I need a. Okay, I got one. What was the name of the Royal Navy ship that collided with the Olympic? What was the name of the Royal Navy ship that collided with the Olympic and caused 2 of its watertight bulkheads to be breached? Ready, set, go. There is Tesseract, HMS Hawk, the Tesseract. Man, you guys are Maritime. They know your strategy now, my friend. Daniel did a super chat, Hawk. HMS Hawk. Benjamin, Maritime history will be left in the dust from now on with these Q&As. Sam, look for my comment on the comments of the stream. I'll tell you where to find Lusitania is missing. Okay, cool. Thanks so much, man. Maritime, listen, Maritime, your secret has been discovered, my friend. Your secret has been discovered. Now people know how you've been doing it. Maritime history. No. Man, this was so much fun. This was such a fun live stream. This was so much fun. All right, everybody. Well, hey, I think that wraps it up for tonight. This was a great Q&A. Thank you all so much for tuning in. This was so much fun. Thank you all so much for watching. And I will have another video to you guys. I'll try to have another video up next week. It just depends on my schedule because I am driving home next week. But yep, I will see you all next week. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Everybody did super chats. Thank you all so much for all the support. This was awesome. Everybody did regular messages. Thank you so much. This was awesome. This is a great Q&A. Just guys, listen, thank you all so much. This is the reason why I keep doing this. Like this is so much fun. I can't even just thank you all so much for all the support. All right. Well, hey, you all take care now, and I will see you all in the next one. And Dan, 5. Thank you, Sam. Get Rosie. All right. Take care, Dan. And hey, you all take it easy, and I will see you all in the next one. Have a great night, everybody.